Gun rights. Constitutional rights to keep and bear arms. A Republic Review. America is a republic, which means that all political power is held by the people. The people have all authority and are sovereign. Elected representatives are trustees and servants to the people. The people granted authority to government. They answer to us. We do not answer to them. Government was created by the people to protect and secure the welfare and rights of the entire mass of people. The purpose of government in a republic is to benefit the people. The Constitution Review. We have 50 state constitutions and one federal constitution, making a total of 51 constitutions. The constitutions contain Bill of Rights, also called Declaration of Rights, which declare rights and powers of the people that government representatives cannot touch. In other words, they have no authority in those areas. These rights are common law as they apply to all Americans in all 50 states universally. The remaining part of the Constitution applies specifically for government representatives as it is written instructions to them from we the people regarding what permission has been granted to them for administrating affairs on our behalf. It is not written they do not have permission or authority to act in that area. The Constitution binds the elected representatives, not we the people. Bill of Rights are accepted. In the Texas Constitution, Article 1, Section 29, it says, "To guard against transgressions of the high powers herein delegated, we declare that everything in this Bill of Rights is accepted out of the general powers of government, and shall forever remain inviolate, and all laws contrary thereto, or to the following provisions, shall be void." This is common law as it applies universally in all states. Accepted means to exclude. Inviolate means unhurt, uninjured, unprofaned, unpolluted, unbroken. The definitions were from Noah Webster's 1828 dictionary. Therefore, all bill or declaration of rights are excluded from powers of government. The Federal Constitution, gun rights. In the United States Constitution Bill of Rights, Amendment Number 2, it says, "A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed." Let's find out what was meant by these written words. What is a right? A right is a power, privilege, faculty, or demand inherent, meaning belonging to you, in one person and incident upon another. Rights are defined generally as powers of free action. That's from Black's Law, 5th edition. It also means just claim, legal title, ownership, the legal power of exclusive possession and enjoyment. That's from Noah Webster's 1828 dictionary. Therefore, the right of the people means powers of free action, ownership, the legal power of exclusive possession. A right is something government cannot touch in any form. To keep and bear. What does keep mean? It means to hold, to retain in one's power or possession, to have in custody for security or preservation, to remain in any state, to last, to endure, not to perish or be impaired. What does bear mean? It means to support, to sustain, to carry, to convey, to support and move from place to place, to wear, to possess, and use as power. Those are from Noah Webster's 1828 dictionary. To arm. What is arms? It's weapons of offense or armor for defense and protection of the body. It can mean war, hostility. To take arms is to arm for attack or defense. That's from the Noah Webster 1828 dictionary. Anything that a man wears for his defense or takes in his hands as a weapon. That's from Black's Law, 5th edition. Shall not be infringed. What does infringe mean? It means to break as contracts, to violate, either positively by contravention or negatively by non-fulfillment or neglect of performance. To break, to violate, to transgress, neglect to fulfill or obey. That's from Noah Webster's 1828 dictionary. Shall means a word of command, and one which has always or which must be given a compulsory meaning as denoting obligation. That's from Black's Law, 5th edition. Here's an example of a state Bill of Rights. This is the Nebraska State Bill of Rights. Article 1, Section 1 says, all persons are by nature free and independent, and have certain inherent and inalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and the right to keep and bear arms for security or defense of self, family, home, and others, and for lawful common defense, hunting, recreational use, and all other lawful purposes, and such rights shall not be denied or infringed by the state or any subdivision thereof. To secure these rights and the protection of property, governments are instituted among people, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. This is common law. It's applicable in every state. This is the North Dakota State Declaration of Rights. Article 1, Section 1 says, all individuals are by nature equally free and independent and have certain inalienable rights. That means they cannot be transferred, among which are those of enjoying and defending life and liberty, acquiring, possessing, and protecting property and reputation, pursuing and obtaining safety and happiness, and to keep and bear arms for the defense of their person, family, property, and the state, and for lawful hunting, recreational, and other lawful purposes which shall not be infringed. This is common law. It's applicable in every state. The Alaska State Declaration of Rights says, Article 1, Section 19, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. The individual right to keep and bear arms shall not be denied or infringed by the state or a political subdivision of the state. This is common law. It's applicable in every state. George Mason said, I ask, who are the militia? They consist now of the whole people, except a few public officers. Founding Fathers quotes. Thomas Jefferson said, the Constitution of most of our states and of the United States assert that all power is inherent in the people, meaning it belongs in the people, that they may exercise it by themselves, that it is their right and duty to be at all times armed. George Washington said, a free people ought not only to be armed, but disciplined. George Mason said, to disarm the people is the most effectual way to enslave them. Infringement and regulation. The federal or state government cannot cause an infringement on our right to bear arms. Infringement means a breaking into, a trespass or encroachment upon, a violation of law, regulation, contract or right. Those are from Black's Law, 5th edition. Encroachment means the entering gradually on the rights or possessions of another and taking possession. Unlawful intrusion. Government representatives have no authority or permission to regulate the private rights of we the people. Government regulation. The federal Congress only has the power to regulate commerce with foreign nations and among the several states and with the Indian tribes. That's from the United States Constitution, Article 1, Section 8, Clause number 3. The authority granted to federal government does not include regulation on private rights, only on commerce for specific purposes. Defining regulation. Regulate means to fix, establish, or control, to adjust by rule, method, or established mode, to direct by rule or restriction, to subject to governing principles or laws. Our Bill and Declaration of Rights are not subject to rules, regulations, or restrictions. They cannot be touched in any form or fashion by government. No rulemaking. In the case Miranda v. Arizona, number 384 U.S. 436 from page 491, case was done in 1966. In the judicial conclusion, this statement says, where rights secured by the Constitution are involved, there can be no rulemaking or legislation which would abrogate them. Abrogate means to repeal, to annul by an authoritative act. Thomas Jefferson said, the laws that forbid the carrying of arms are laws of such a nature, they disarm only those who are neither inclined nor determined to commit crimes. Such laws make things worse for the assaulted and better for the assailants. They serve rather to encourage than to prevent homicides, for an unarmed man may be attacked with greater confidence than an armed man. Summation. The states and federal constitutions have written Bill of Rights or Declaration of Rights, proclaiming the people have a lawful right to keep and bear arms, which are weapons. There is no authority or permission for intrusion on these rights in any form. No legislation, rules, or restrictions can be made by any government representative, federal or state, on any of our private rights. The Second Amendment does not grant us the right to bear arms. The Second Amendment denies the government the authority to infringe upon our right to bear arms. Final thoughts. In order to try and gain control over you, government representatives will hide the truth and attempt to remove your arms, weapons, so you will not have the means to protect yourself, family, property, or freedom. A tyrannical government may cause horrendous acts to occur or use horrendous acts in order to trick the people into giving up their arms or weapons of protection. Remember, it takes equal force to stop force. It takes a good soul with a gun to stop an evil soul with a gun. Thank you for watching. Please share this video with others. Click the like and subscribe, and if you would like future notifications of new videos, click the bell. Thank you again.